So in honor of Super Wildcard Weekend in the NFL, I have taken the current standings as it stands right now in the NBA and made two playoff brackets, Western Conference, Eastern Conference, in honor of how the NBA, in honor of how the NFL does it, and I'm applying it to the NBA. So Danny, let's break down the Eastern Conference first. So in the NFL, the 1 seed gets a bye. So right now, the Boston Celtics would get a bye. That would set up a matchup between the 4 and 5 seed, Magic versus Heat. Now, I'm going to do it just like the NFL does it. It's only one game. Only one game, Danny. You could assume perfect health, though. We'll assume perfect health.
Okay.
Right now, Magic versus Heat. The Magic would be the home team. A one-off. Who wins?
When it comes down to playoff time, you can't go against Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? But the way Orlando's been playing, they've been playing extremely well. They beat Denver this past week. I think they beat, who else? Was it Phoenix? They beat a couple good teams this past week.
They beat the Kings. They almost beat the Kings.
The
The Kings in double overtime.
Double overtime, they lost to the Kings, but they beat the Denver Nuggets, and I feel like they beat somebody else. That was a pretty good team that they just played. But in a one-off, I'm gonna have to go with Jimmy. You know, like he's not going to allow that team to lose. And that type of atmosphere, type of playoff situation where they don't make it to the next round. If they're fully healthy, Miami's fully healthy. They're more mature. They've been there. They have guys that have been to the finals. They have guys that have been to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm going to have to go with Miami for that one-off with a healthy Jimmy Bam, Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, Kevin Love, Caleb Martin, the guys who have that experience that have been there last year.
Totally understandable. In his last 5 games, Paolo Banchero, 33 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, absolutely hooping. All right, so that's one side of the bracket.
Who did they beat
the Hawks. It was a win over the Hawks, and then they had 2 losses before that.
Who they beat before the Hawks? It was Denver and who else?
So last 5 games, a 7-point win over the Hawks, 2-point win over the Nuggets, lost to the Kings, lost to the Warriors, lost to the Suns, beat the Knicks by 11. But that was the Knicks without Onegame. We could talk about that another time. All right. Also, all right. So let's go to the other game. So that would set up the Celtics versus the Heat in a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
Who would win?
The inconsistency of Miami after having to go through a battle with Orlando, I see them losing.
Did you not see what happened last year?
Last year. It's a different team on both sides. They lost a lot. They didn't gain much. Boston gained a Drew Holiday and a Porzingis. It's a very different team now.
Okay, that's fair. So we'll go with Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, or the Eastern Conference Championship game, if you want to keep it to NFL terms. All right, so the other side of the Eastern Conference, that would put the 2 seed Milwaukee Bucks against the Cleveland Cavaliers at the 7 seed. Who wins? One game only.
Milwaukee Bucks. And I think you agree with me on that one. Cleveland has been very up and down. At full health, they haven't had enough time together, the chemistry. I just think with the experience in Milwaukee Bucks, I'm going to have to go with them for a one-off with Giannis. I can't go against Giannis and Dame. Dame time and clutch moments, those guys step up and do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, just make sure the equipment manager's on his P's and Q's there in Milwaukee. All right, let's go to the 3-6 matchup. 76ers taking on the Pacers. 76ers, the home team. Let's assume Tyrese Halliburton is healthy, not suffering from the hamstring strain. 76ers Pacers, who you got? I mean, the Pacers have given the Pacers ran them off the court on their own court earlier this season, Danny. A one-off.
For sure.
Pacers 76ers, who wins?
They only played one game this season together against each other? I thought they played more than one.
There's only one that's come to my mind, at least.
They played 2 games.
It was an in-season tournament game, and
they beat them in the in-season tournament game. The game before that, they played back-to-back. The game before that, Sixers beat them pretty well. And since the season tournament, Indiana has not been playing the same since then. And I think Philly has the experience to have Joel Embiid. You cannot bet against Joel Embiid, a healthy Joel Embiid. He's been unhealthy in most last couple playoffs runs, so it's been tough. But I see him, for one-off, Tyrese Maxey stepping up the way he has, and other guys, playing. And Nick Nurse, the coaching, I'm going to have to give it to them.
All right, so one-off, 76ers versus the Bucks.
I'm going to go with Philly. I'm going to go with Philly. I just don't, Milwaukee got them early in the year, the first game of the season, very close game. But I think Philly would get them in a one-off.
All right, one-off then for the Eastern Conference championship. Celtics 76ers.
That's going to be the one, man. That's the rematch, right? That's a tough one to bet, man. It's hard to say. It could go either way. It's a 50-50. It's a toss up for me. I think it's any given night. Is it at home? Is it in Boston? Is it in
It would be
Philly?
Boston would be the home. Boston would be the home team. That's the 1 seed.
I don't know if Boston loses at home, but I do
Okay,
think Philly could. I do think Philly can get them. I do think
of
Philly can
course.
get them.
Any given day.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, this is not the NFL. It would be a best of 7. And in a best of 7, I would take the Celtics. But that's besides the point. All right, let's go to Western Conference. All right, number 1 seed would be the Minnesota Timberwolves. They look good so far this season. Let's go to the 4-5 game. Clippers, Kings, real quick. Who wins?
I'm gonna go Clippers. They've been rolling and playing well right now. Full health. I think they have more experience. I think they would get that first game.
Okay, Clippers, Timberwolves. That's a tough one.
I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves since they got the bye week.
Mm.
I think Sacramento will give Clippers a good run for their money, and they would be a little bit fatigued. They're a little older, having to play a second game after that first one. I think it will wear on them a little bit. So I think the Timberwolves will get them on that second game.
All right, so 3-6 matchup. Nuggets, Mavericks. Can we just talk the Nuggets? Mind you, it is a one-off. So in a
It is
one-off,
a
Luka
one-off.
could do something
Anything
crazy.
can happen. So for Kyrie, you just have no idea what's going to happen. But I still take the Nuggets. They're the best team in the league, team-wise in the league right now, chemistry-wise. They have everybody healthy. The way, obviously, the starting 5 is involved, but their bench, the way Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan have been playing this year, it's been remarkable and unexplainable. So it's like, where's this coming from? But they've been playing at a high level. And Jamal Murray is back now. I'm going to give it to Denver.
Okay. I also like Peyton Watson as well. All right, so let's go to this this other matchup here, the 2-7 matchup between the Thunder and the Pelicans. I kind of like the Pelicans' length against
Thunder.
OKC, especially with OKC being on the younger side. But you're taking the Thunder.
Taking the Thunder. Shea, special kid. He's gonna do what needs to be done. Chet is pretty good. Is very for a rookie, and they have a lot of other guys that can do some good stuff. Jalen Williams. Isaiah Joe come off the bench, having a year, man. It's good to see. Proud to see. He's found a home playing well. They have a good starting 5. I think New Orleans is too up and down, and I don't know if they shoot the 3 ball well enough for me to trust playoffs or in these type of scenarios.
Yeah, I think they have a glut at wing. I think they need to find a way to get Trey Murphy the third and Jordan Hawkins some more minutes. They would really open up the floor. That is what it is. All right, so you got Nuggets taking on the Thunder. Who wins?
I'm gonna go with the Nuggets. I'll go with the Nuggets.
Okay. All right, so that would put Nuggets versus Timberwolves Western Conference Championship. You're going Nuggets again.
Yeah, I'm going Nuggets.
Even though
I just don't see anybody right now.
Let's not
It's a
forget
one-off.
though.
It is a one-off. I think
Yeah.
it's very, very possible that any one of these teams can get the Nuggets. I think for sure OKC can get them. Like Minnesota for sure can get them. But if I'm going with a team that I'm going to put money and I'm betting and trust the team, I trust them over the other team. I just think it would be an upset if the other team. They're going to have home court advantage in Denver. My understanding, they get the bye, so if they're at home. They don't lose at home often.
All right, that's fair. And then, all right, so the finals, there we go. The Nuggets taking on the Celtics. Who wins? One off.
Actually, I'm still going Denver. Jokic is too talented. He's too special. The guy makes shots when it's time, when it's needed. And Denver has been there, so they know how to win. They find ways. Aaron Gordon's been playing at a high level. Him and Jokic, that big passing has been tough to guard for any team. And so Jokic hasn't missed many shots as of late, and even one that's being a half-court game winner. It just finds ways to put the ball in the basket when it's needed.
Okay, fair enough. I would disagree with your bracket, but you're the one who played in the NBA, not me. So we'll roll with your picks.
What's your bracket? Right. Who do you have?
My bracket, I probably would have had the Timberwolves beating the Nuggets. And really? I probably would have had in a one-off. Let's not forget the Timberwolves probably played the Nuggets the best out of all the teams that the Nuggets saw in the playoffs last year.
They have the two bigs, for sure.
And that was without Naz Reid, and that was without Jaden McDaniels. In a one-off, especially with the Timberwolves being the home court advantage team, I would take the Timberwolves in a one-off, not a best of 7. Not a best of 7.
I wouldn't. I just don't think Jaden McDaniels and Ant-Man are ready yet for that. They've played in the playoff-like atmosphere before. And I think last time we seen Ant-Man, which I'm sure he'll learn from in his playing against the Lakers, he had a tough game.
He was
if I'm not
averaging
mistaken.
35-5 in the playoffs last year against the Nuggets.
Yeah, but who do they lose? Didn't they lose in no? Didn't they lose in the
Nah,
play-in?
they
The
lost the
game the year
playing game
before.
to the They lost the playing game to the Lakers last year, but then they beat
Hmm.
the Thunder, so they qualify for
That's
the
the one.
playoffs.
Okay.
And then they played the Nuggets, and they took the Nuggets to 5, and they played them
Okay.
very better than any other team in the playoffs last year. Timberwolves did.
But it took them because they won one game. I still, I don't see
Yeah,
it. Other than that in season, well, not the play-in game, that a one-off. Edwards could have one of those nights. You know what I'm saying? You never know where he just struggles. He struggled against the Lakers that one night, and that's what I recall happening. And not saying that he would do that against the Nuggets, but I think he would need more help than playing it. I just don't see offensively Jaden bringing enough scoring or Rudy Gobert. I think they just lack the scoring to go to beat Denver.